Hey folks, it's Dia, here to break down how Nerd Street Summer Championships Online number 3 ended up going down. Now game 1, I will say, we had a surprising amount of Watsons. Being on World's Edge for our first 3 games, I hadn't expected it, but it seems like international play impacts us in more ways and faster than we know. What it especially meant is that we had a very slow and controlled game, really playing to the favors of All Glory Gaming, who ended up taking that very first win. Second game, again on World's Edge, was taken instead by AIL, and in a very convincing fashion. No questions asked, they played that game clean, despite all of the chaos that was happening. Oh, Pow Pow gets the knock with the bow, turns it around! No! Game 3 though, things got pretty interesting. We had a circle pulling us over by Landslide, and Black Hand were on a rampage. But so were Renegades, and it was all the way up to the very end where we had a clash between these two titans that ended up giving Renegades the win, but not in points. The Renegades won game 3, Black Hand ended up taking the lead with a 27-point game, 15 kills in that game alone. After that, it was time for our transition over to Stormpoint. As we went into game 4, we were all wondering, are we going to get this showdown again between Renegades and Black Hand? Black Hand almost went out early, being hunted down by TUR over by Mill, and turning a 2 versus 3 with 1 res into a nightmare for TUR of a reverse sweep, but still not a win. It was Lazarus that ended up taking away the win in game 4, and Renegades, who got taken out first in a 50-50 over by Wall. But game 5 was a different story. Renegades turned that 50-50 around and turned their game around, finding a win in game 5, their second of the day. And then it was time for game 6. The showdown between Black Hand and Renegades. Both had a lot of points, but who would actually come out on top? Fortunately, that question was answered really darn quickly, because Renegades again lost their 50-50 to Final Bozos. They, having gone out in 20th, left Black Hand really with free reign over the map, and Black Hand took that and ran. They started off with a Bloodhound Bangalore Valkyrie 3-man wipe on TUR over by Mill, turned that into a kill onto Optimal Ambition, a third party onto Stick Drift OP, and in the final circle, a dismantling of Final Bozos and the remnants of OG Washed. It was the only win that Black Hand had this entire day, but it was more than enough to send them home with their second victory in Nerd Street Summer Champs.